Early on a frigid morning in Newcastle, England, my father and I gathered our things to take a weekend trip up north to Scotland. We packed into our rented car and were excited to adventure through the United Kingdom on a different side of the road. It did not help that it snowed to make driving more difficult, yet it allowed for some beautiful scenery. After some time, we made it to the border of Scotland and were close to our first stop at St Andrews, the home of golf. Before catching our tea time in St Andrews, though, we stopped in Edinburgh to observe this city steeped in history and stunningly rich architecture, including the renowned Edinburgh Castle. At last, we were in St Andrews, today host to 7 public golf courses, one of which my dad and I played called the Castle Course. The snow did not make it up to the coastal town of St Andrews on the North Sea, but our round of golf did include some gusting winds, just as we expected for our links golf course experience. The Castle Course was difficult, but playing was just for the experience and the views it had to offer of the entire town of St Andrews. After playing, my dad and I made our way over to the Old Course, which is one of the first golf courses ever constructed and arguably the most famous in the world. It is host to many professional tournaments and major championships. We walked along the course and visited its historic holes. This wrapped up our time in St Andrews, and we made our next move to Stirling, Scotland that night. In Stirling, we visited the National Wallace Monument, a tower commemorating Sir William Wallace, a 13th century Scottish hero. A number of artifacts believed to have belonged to Wallace are on display, including the Wallace sword. My dad and I walked to the top of the monument as well to get a great view of Stirling. In addition, we walked around the town and visited a nearby castle where Scottish bagpipers performed. This concluded our trip in Scotland, and we headed back to England that day. All in all, it was a great weekend and a good bonding experience with my dad.